Okay, so the third and final question for this morning, for this week, I'll say, is it's kind of a doozy. Also anonymous. Do you believe we will going back to learning in classrooms by the fall semester? You gotta believe. I really, really want to be back in the classroom in the fall semester. I know you all do as well. You wouldn't be with us um, if you if you didn't like in person instruction. There are so many options out there for lower quality college education that is conducted 100% online. And I won't even mention their names. I'm sure you're all aware of them. But you came to GSU because you want to get an elite education at a fraction of the cost. It's a phrase that I like bandying about in various committee meetings and budget meetings and such at the university. So I know you want to get back into the classroom. I certainly do. The administration and the faculty, and really folks at the national level as well, in higher ed, are talking about various scenarios for getting us all back into the classroom in the fall. And I remain incredibly hopeful that we'll be able to do that. But we have to put safety and health first. What makes COVID-19 unique among previous times in history where we've had crises in higher ed and elsewhere in society is that for the vast majority of us, the most heroic thing we can do is stay home, because we may all be, or huge percentages of us may be carriers of the disease and may not even know it, without having been tested. And just staying at home as much as possible slows the transmission of this virus. Um, However, we are talking about various ways for getting us back into the classroom in the fall, which could mean lower enrollment in individual courses so that there's only a third of each classroom is full, and everyone is sitting 6 feet apart. That's one way of doing it. We have to figure out, of course, if we have a ventilation system that can help with that, because even if we're all 6 feet apart, if we're in a closed classroom with the door shut and no air circulation, we're all ending up breathing everyone else's air anyway. So it doesn't matter how far apart we are in a closed room. We need to have ventilation that's sucking the air out of all the classrooms on a fairly regular basis, so we're not just infecting everyone. However, by August, there may be a better testing regime set up in the United States. We may have a better sense of which of us have already become immune from having had the disease and recovered. We may have more effective treatments. At this point, there are no known effective treatments. It's bed rest and hope. And if you're in the hospital, it may end up for a lot of people being hooked up to ventilators. That's been the big fear, that we'll run out of ventilators these past few weeks. But if we get to the point where we have a fairly effective treatment, where the folks who are doing all of these investigations of the disease find something that works, where then I think at that point that we can have a greater sense of control, and it'll be easier for us to get back into the classroom in August. So do I think we'll be there? I don't know yet, but I'm still very hopeful that we will, because I know we all want to be. Thanks, and I'll see you all. I'll see some of you, I imagine, for my talk later this afternoon at the Dole Center in Kansas, virtual talk that is, and I'll see a lot of you in class this afternoon after that, or on Thursday. Take care and get more of those questions to me.